So I wanted to tell you guys about my Goodwill shopping experience today. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that Goodwill, their prices are going really high. They're kind of ridiculous. So, I buy a lot of my clothes from the Goodwill because I'm a cheapskate and I just don't want to pay $30 for a pair of pants or, worst case, I'll pay between $12 and $15 for a new pair of pants. I'm just old fashioned. That's just the way that it is. So I go to the Goodwill and I pick up a lot of brand new pair of pants or semi brand new pair of pants, good pants for I used to get them for $7 or $8, but I went in today and I had $100 bill to spend on clothes, and that was my budget for the winter, and I need some pants. So as I'm shopping around, I'm going through the pants section, and I'm finding a lot of good pants. I probably picked out $80 worth of pants, and these are like $10, $11 a pair each. Goodwill is getting too expensive. Even the lady next to me was talking and telling me how ridiculous the prices at Goodwill is getting. And she said that anywhere she goes at any Goodwill, the prices are just outrageously expensive. And although she did say that the pots and pans at the Goodwill are still a good bargain to get, they're still a good prices, and they're clean pans and they're very thick and heavy duty. And she said that's about the only thing at the Goodwill these days that you can buy and get an absolutely decent price on is maybe pots and pans. But she said, you know, the rest of the clothes and whatnots that they have, dressers or whatever, the prices are just getting too expensive. And she did tell me that she goes, sir, you're almost my age. And that made me feel good that I was almost her age because she told me she was 48 years old. And yeah, I'm 54. So I agreed with her. Yeah, I am almost your age. And we both started laughing. And she said, if you remember back, 10, 12 years ago, you could come into Goodwill and buy a pair of pants for $7 or $8. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Shirts at the Goodwill are like between $5 to $7 a piece. Even ripped up shirts, old shirts, shirts that are stretched out, worn out. The signs are missing off the front. They're $7 or $8 a piece. And the prices are just outrageously expensive. But I guess it's still cheaper for some people to go there anyway, because you do save a few bucks, not much anymore, but you do save a few bucks. So yeah, the problem that I had after babbling for you guys is I had about $80 worth of pants that I wanted to try on. And although I knew about 50% of them would fit me, I get up there and, of course, it's raining today in California. Um, I get up there and they only have one dressing room. So I thought somebody was in there. And I go up to the counter and ask the guy, "Oh, can I get into the dressing room or is somebody in there?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, let me get the key." So he calls back another person. The other person comes up and tells me, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but our dressing room is closed because the roof is leaking and we got buckets covering the entire place in there. There's nowhere for you to be in there. So it's closed for today." So I told the cashier, I go, "Look, I got like $80 worth of pants right here." I go, "I want to try them on, but your dressing room is closed. Can I buy them and I'll just bring back and get my money back whatever doesn't fit me?" And you know what he told me? "Oh, no, we don't have that return policy. Once you buy it, it's yours." I go, "Yeah, but your dressing rooms are closed." And he said, "It doesn't matter. You buy it, it's yours." And you know what he tells me to do? Now, come on, guys. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. "Oh, if they fit over your pants, that's the only way I'd suggest to see if they fit over your." Man, if they fit over my pants, they're too big for me, bro. Come on, man. Are you serious? So he goes, "Well, let me get the manager." So he gets the manager. She walks to the front of the store. She introduces herself as blah. And I tell her, "Okay, I got $80 worth of pants. My wife's probably got another $100 worth of stuff that she's buying, and we'll buy it all. But what I want to know is if whatever doesn't fit me, I can bring back and get my money back. And she goes, "Oh no, our policy is once you buy it, it's yours." I'm like, "Yeah, but your dressing room was closed. How am I going to know if it fits me?" And she says, "Well, then I'm sorry, sir, just don't buy it." I said, "Okay." So I threw the pants down at the right there at the registers, and I said, "Thank you," and I walked out. Actually, I walked over to the corner to sit down because my wife was still shopping. Oh, go see my short, by the way, because something funny happened with two women with the baskets. It's really funny. But anyhow, my wife comes up to me. I'm waiting for her. She comes up to me and says, "Did you get your pants?" I'm like, "No, because the dressing room is closed." She goes, "Well, that's weird because the other manager, which is true, the other manager, when the store was at another location before they moved to this new location, the old manager would let people try the pants on, and if the dressing room was closed, she would okay, pay for it, take it home. If they don't fit, bring it back, and I'll refund your money." I mean, manager's discretion, I guess. But this new manager, she wouldn't hear of it. Don't buy it. That's what she told me. Don't buy it. What a beep. So, that's how it is at the Goodwills here in California, I guess. I don't know. Tell me, are they like that everywhere? Or is it just here in California? Because, Goodwills are getting horribly expensive. Just, I rarely shop there anymore. As a matter of fact, I buy a lot of my pants from, well, I was buying them from Costco because I'm not into all these fancy name brand because that's all you're paying for is the name, right? Whatever happened with just paying for the material, and leave it at that, but everybody's got to be fancy these days. And I'm just not a fancy person. You ain't gonna see nothing new in my house except for maybe, I don't know, if I have to buy something new or something, but maybe socks. I'll buy my socks and my underwears brand new, brand spanking new. Okay. Shoes, brand new. I never buy used shoes. I never buy used socks or the undergarments. Never. Okay. But shirts and pants, hey, I'll buy them if they're decent. If they're decent. But yeah, nowadays there's a store here in town and a couple of other towns around me called Didi's Discounts. And I went in there one time, man, and I seen some real nice button up shirts and some slacks at, 10, $12 a pop, brand new. Hello, Goodwill. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that people today are struggling. And as people are struggling, these companies just want more and more money from us. And they just don't want to give up. They keep putting their prices higher because of, minimum wages going up. I understand that. Well, if, and then I'm seeing more and more stores going out of business because nobody will shop there. Nobody wants to spend their money. And the few people you do see there, like myself, I buy the cheapest things I could get, you know? Um, Even food, I'll buy generic food if I like the taste of it. There's so many generic foods out there, and all of them taste different. You got like I'm gonna take macaroni. You got Kraft macaroni, and then you got this generic macaroni. I stay with the Kraft. Okay, it's name brand. I stay with the Kraft because none of the other ones add up to Kraft macaroni and cheese. So I stay with Kraft macaroni and cheese, and I like Kraft macaroni and cheese, and so does my family and my daughters and my wife. We all like Kraft macaroni and cheese, so we don't like the generic brands. But other type of noodles, like if you're gonna make fettuccine or Alfredo or spaghetti or whatever you're going to make, you could go with the more generic type noodles, you know, but I guess it's everybody's preference. But anyway, I'm bragging on. Thanks for listening.